Gwyneth Paltrow just got markled, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. There was always going to be a risk, wasn't there, for Mrs. Goop from slagging off Meghan Markle, quite obviously, in a Vanity Fair profile, taking a piss out of her awful with love Meghan in a video which was very funny, actually, on social media, but then trying to blame people like me for pointing it out and doing this appalling Instagram stunt with her Montecito neighbour who she clearly never wanted a bar of. And what's so beautiful about this, P-Dina, royal YouTube sensation who is with me now, is that the Meghan connection is now haunting Gwyneth Paltrow because Gwyneth can't go anywhere without being asked to open up about this friendship with Ms. Markle. And of course, we know there's no friendship there. Gwyneth Paltrow cannot stand Meghan Markle. Gwyneth Paltrow has now tried to claim, oh no, there isn't actually a friendship. There's only a text friendship. It's like, we saw you in the same video together. This is what happens, isn't it, P-Dina, when you play the Markle publicity game? Do you agree with me that Gwyneth has been Markled and she deserves it?
Absolutely. This is exactly what she deserves. She should have never done anything with Meghan. That just goes to show you that they listen to what people are saying online, and playing into that did her no good. Just like Mindy Kaling, wherever she goes and whatever she's trying to promote, she's going to always be asked about Meghan. I mean, these people don't understand what is happening with Meghan and the monarchy. They don't get it. These Americans are so klug about what is going on. It's not like a typical Hollywood relationship. I mean, Meghan has a whole country behind her not liking her, and I mean, don't you stay as far away as possible from this woman, because Meghan is not going to do good by anybody. Any close association with Meghan is not going to fare well for anybody. So, look, Gwyneth, I think good. I mean, I think she's a little bit like Meghan too. I mean, just from some things that I heard about her and her daughter. I I think whatever they have coming to them, that is good. I don't know how they're going to get around it, but at some point you just have to just I don't know, come out and just say how you feel and try to get things off of your back, and be very aggressive about it, because there's nothing like this. I mean, I think this is why we are following it, we're watching it, because it is so extraordinary what is happening with Meghan and her brand and her trying to do things. And then these Hollywood people think that they can be in association with her and then like just dip out and not be associated with her, but it will follow you. It will continue to follow you forever, because that's what happens when you are associated with someone in the monarchy and all the bad things that Meghan has done. I mean, I think a lot of people that are not her friends, like that don't want to be associated with her in public, they've adhered to the advice of their publicist, because it was always talked about that you should stay far away from her, because a lot of people that know about this, who are very business savvy people, knew to stay away from Meghan. It was talked about like a few years ago. I did it on my channel. And I think that's the worst thing that Gwyneth could have done. She may have had a little, dig at that moment, but I think it's going to follow her. A lot of these things around what Meghan does and calling her out and being her friend, and it's going to be hard for her to get around it, I believe. I mean, and where's Serena? I think Serena is also starting to see a little bit of that as well, because she hasn't really been, she wasn't on her most recent podcast, was she?
No.
Dan Wootton lays it out. Gwyneth Paltrow tried to shade Meghan Markle in Vanity Fair and with a Goop parody video mocking with love Meghan. But when caught, she scrambled to backpedal. She called it a misunderstanding. Then she blamed Dan. And then he faked a friendship. Now Gwyneth is trapped. Reporters ask her about Meghan everywhere. Her body language in that viral Entertainment Tonight interview said it all. Panic, regret, and pure PR fatigue.
And she wasn't
And it
hardly in her
emerged
Netflix
this
series.
week that Meghan Markle had tried to steal her close friend Serena Williams' Vogue cover until Anna
Oh,
Wintour
yeah.
stepped in and said, hell no. So I think
hmm
Serena Williams needs to wake up too about who you are really dealing with. I mean, that was utterly appalling, P-Dina. It's like,
Right.
you don't do that. Number
Yeah, I
one,
mean,
you
she's
don't try
being
and
a
jump the
friend.
Vogue editor anyway, especially when that editor is Anna Wintour. But number two, if you're told the person on the American Vogue cover that you are trying to steal is Serena Williams, pretty much the only A-list celebrity who has stayed loyal to you, you say, oh, God, no. God, no, of course Serena's got to keep that cover. Okay, I might just do the UK cover or I'll take a digital cover. But no, Meghan called up Anna Wintour and tried to get Serena booted.
Yeah, she'll stab you in the back. That's what she does. That's what I talk about it on my channel all the time. Meghan has no loyalty to anybody. And I think Serena is starting to wake up to that and see the kind of person Meghan truly is, you know? So you can't try to befriend her if you think she's a nice person, because when it comes down to her trying to get something that's going to elevate her to another status or give her some kind of clout, she will kick you to the curb and not think anything about it. I mean, look at what the woman has done to her own father. Okay? She's not going to have no loyalty to no friendship if you can treat your father this way. I mean, that's why I always say you look at how someone treats their own family to know the kind of person they truly are. Because if you can't do right by blood, you're certainly not going to do right by your own family. So I say, you know, you get what you get when you try to think someone like this could be your friend after seeing what she has done to her own father. You know, you need to call that out when you see someone treat their family like this, because at some point she's going to do it to you too. She has no loyalty to you. This woman is that's how ruthless she is. And that's why I can't wait to just watch her continually fall, because she will always try to get over on other people, and she will get what she deserves every single time, because she does not have a good bone in her body by anybody. And Harry, like I said, you better watch your back too, because you are on that list too. And don't think you're not, because she's already done it to her last husband. She'll do it to you too.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree more. And I mean, we saw Jessica Mulrooney there, didn't we? Another best friend who was Markled. But P-Dina, the thing that was making me really laugh about Gwyneth Paltrow this week is that she turned up to some sort of lifestyle event. I think it was in Los Angeles. And it was for Goop. She was trying to promote Goop. And she sits down or stands up for an interview with ET, Entertainment Tonight, you know, part of the mainstream media. I'd argue, God, do celebrities even need to do this stuff anymore? But I do understand it's a big syndicated network show, which is still big all across America. And of course, you see the color drain from her face and her absolute fury when the interviewer from ET only wants to ask one topic, P-Dina. Guess what? Meghan Markle. Just love it. I just love it. It's like, you opened yourself up for that, right? Like, why not just be honest, like Martha Stewart, who's just like, nope, haven't seen the show. I stand by the fact that my one pot pasta is the best. Don't want to hear about it. Unfortunately for Gwyneth, she's been Markled, because now she has to pretend that she has a friendship with this woman who she cannot stand and who she doesn't respect. I find it hilarious.
Yeah, you know, they always talk about be positive. You know, she's just trying to be positive because she's a woman. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's good to be positive. But when you see somebody who's misbehaving and is not really doing right by people, you have to call it out. I don't think trying to be positive by women, another woman, is really in this circumstance really the right thing to do, considering. And, you know, the more she talks about her, the more people are going to ask her about Meghan. And I can tell she doesn't really want anything to do with Meghan for that matter, but it will always follow her. And your words, Gwyneth. I don't know. Maybe you should try to adhere to the things that you're talking about too. I think, yeah, people should force her to, continue to, be the woman who, does the things that she says. But she doesn't want to do anything with Meghan, obviously. She just wants to do her own thing. And she just seems so like, I can't believe I have got myself into this situation. But it felt good. I bet that one time where you got to call everybody out, huh? And now what you gonna do? I mean, it's so classic. I mean, Meghan,
Yeah.
she's gonna bring any and down that she's associated
Totally.
with.
But
So
also, it's like, Gwyneth,
When asked about her friendship with Meghan, Gwyneth tried to laugh it off. We're neighbors. We're text friends. Translation: we're not real friends. Please stop asking. But it's too late. She's been markled, roped into Meghan's orbit with no escape. It's the Hollywood version of quicksand. And Gwyneth? He stepped right in it. And here's where the story gets really ugly. Meghan allegedly tried to steal Serena Williams' American Vogue cover, going straight to Anna Wintour to push Serena out. Let that sink in. Serena, her so-called best friend, the last celebrity still publicly supporting her.
You know, you thought you were bringing us down, but actually we were just telling the truth. Like, it was so
Right.
obvious that you were making a dig in Vanity Fair. It was so obvious that your Instagram video was a dig. And then you didn't like the fact that you got drawn into this war. But then when People magazine asked her this week if she would consider appearing on the second season of With Love, Meghan, I love this reply, P-Dina, because I spent years interviewing celebrities, right? And you can always tell when they're like, oh, never, this is never going to happen. Paltrow replied, sure, why not? You never know. I don't bake that well, but I can always try. And it's just like, that's never happening. And I love the fact that she's just slowly dying inside, thinking, oh my God, I'm Gwyneth Paltrow. I have the successful lifestyle brand Goop. And because of my one decision to try and make all of us look stupid and look like liars about the fact that she was secretly slagging off Meghan Markle, now she is forever connected to a woman who she clearly despises. I honestly think she deserves that. Now, two women who don't despise each other and actually who have a great friendship, and I think they're both brilliant, Megyn Kelly and Maureen Callahan, have really gone to town this week on Ms. Markle, and specifically, well, actually, I'm going to show you their incredible spoof, or some of their incredible spoof of With Love, Meghan in just a moment. But first, actually, I think what's most interesting is listening to their discussion about why they believe that the decisions that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are making now will actually end up tearing apart their own family in the future. Watch this.
She feels guilty about the $150 million she grifted off of being a fake royal.
Me. So important. As I've predicted, once these kids hit 18, they are moving to the East Coast, if not out of the country.
Could be back to the UK entirely.
Or could be back to the UK entirely.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and it was the whole thing too. She was saying on one of the other shows, you know, I write them emails every night.
Yeah.
So 365, I can't do the math. 365 days times 18.
Yeah.
How many emails is that?
Like they're going to have the time to go through that?
No.
Who the hell wants to review thousands of emails from their mom when they were 2, when they're later 22?
And then, of course, I leave the room from them. We don't ever talk about the help, right?
Right.
I leave the room just to take a moment for myself into the other room. And then I miss them so much that rather than go back into the other room,
right,
I scroll on my phone.
Right. But she pictured herself giving her speeches with a child on the hip. She's just so cool. She's going to do it all. But now that she's a working mom, Maureen, she's realizing it's just so hard, you know, the life-work balance, notwithstanding your huge mansion and your full staff and the fact that you're married to a prince. She understands the plight of working women across America.
Clearly she does. And also, I'm curious as to how she was going to give said speeches with a baby on her hip when Prince Harry has said the reason they left was largely to keep their children completely out of the public eye.
Right. Which she wants us to remind us of, that she's a princess and she was part of the royal family. That's why she couldn't give the speeches, because there was a lot going on in my personal life at the time my babies were born.
There was so much going on, like when you're slinging allegedly baseless accusations of racism against two of the most famous monarchs on the planet. You know, there's a lot going on.
Couldn't have a baby on the hip because I had to sling those from the hip.
P-Dina, do you agree?
Absolutely. Megyn is the kind of person that people have figured her out. And I think Megyn is really not well. I think she's been discovered. She's been figured out. And I think she's always going to try to cover up what people are saying by trying to just divert and do something else and different, because she doesn't want people to talk and say these things that they're saying about her. But little does she know, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And, you know, you've been discovered about the grifting that you've done, what you've done to the royal family. There's no way out for her. There literally is no way out. And the only out is too difficult. and it's never going to happen. And that would mean having to do the thing that she doesn't want to do, which is to look at what she's done personally and say she's the person that should be, saying she's sorry. So we know that will never happen. But I just think that people, I mean, they're spot on when they talk about, Meghan and, the victim and, having these nannies. She just can't relate to what it's like for people that like regular working people. She is so lost mentally. She is not on a playing field that is logical. It's like I've said, like a different universe. Who does these things? People are so onto you and how you are perpetrating that it's just like we watch you in just fascination, Megan. Oh my goodness. You can't be serious that you think people are like relatable, like you're relatable. No, I mean, they are. Megan is trying to live a life of a person that never married into royalty.
Dan and P-Dina don't hold back. If Meghan will betray Serena, she'll betray anyone, including Harry, including Gwyneth, including you. The message is clear. Meghan Markle has no loyalty. Look at her own father, ghosted. Her ex-husband, erased. Her former best friend Jessica Mulroney, markled. Even Gwyneth is now backpedaling like a politician caught lying on live TV. There's a pattern here.
She's trying to live a life of somebody who was just trying to make it in Hollywood. She doesn't understand what she has actually, what she does understand, I think, but it's like game over. You're not going to make this work as an influencer and trying to do these podcasts. It's a wrap for you, woman. Don't you get it? Oh, okay. You're going to try to do another episode of this Netflix stuff? No. Okay. It's going to be more content for people to talk about you and really discover you through your conversations and reveal who you truly are yet again. Because Meghan this is a flop. But I don't understand how she can. You've heard about her being able to do another year with this Netflix. I don't understand how that even happened, but I kind of think I do because they think that they're going to be able to make a lot of money when Meghan is ready to do her own thing, post this
Yes.
marriage. Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know they're going to make a lot of money off of Meghan eventually because this is why they're investing in Meghan and seeing that
Because
she's
Harry's
the one
been
who
dumped
can
from
have
the
a relationship.
deal.
Yes, they need a relationship with her because she's the one that's going to make them the money when that all goes down.
I still
Yeah.
think Ted Sarandos has been played, though, P-Dina. I really think he's been played by this woman because she's really honed in on the fact that he's in a marriage with a mixed race woman, and so she thinks that there's that type of parallel. She took them both to the Beyonce concert. I think she's been very crafty with them because the thing is, right, they've made like no money from any of the deals so far, and as ever, which was meant to be the cash cow for Netflix, Meghan reveals this week, oh no, we're not doing any more product. That tiny little batch was enough. I might finish the scam jam altogether now. We're going to go away and we're going to come back next year. I mean, it's extraordinary.
Unbelievable. I know, right? I mean, what are you thinking? I think Meghan has done some talking, some things that we don't know about that has this man trying to vouch for her. There is something going on that we don't know about that makes this man think that he can believe in her. I seriously believe that he knows something that is going to yield him a big, outcome. I think with this marriage, something because why else would you do it? It doesn't make sense business wise to invest in her. And I mean, just to be so la-di-da about not doing your brand anymore. I mean, well, we all know because of the name. I think she was called out because she couldn't secure it. But why would you make such poor business choices with this woman unless there was something you had that was going to, be the payoff for you? I think that's what it has to be. Otherwise, why would you do it? You're in the business to make money, not to lose money, right? It doesn't make sense.
No, indeed, indeed. Although I guess if there's one company who have a bit of slack, who are sort of succeeding enough to take someone like that on because of a personal relationship, I guess it is Netflix. However,
Yeah.
I'm so much more entertained, P-Dina, can I just say, by the Megyn Kelly and Maureen Callahan version of With Love Meghan. They released their new episode this week, and I just want to play a couple of the highlights of this because I think they've got it spot on. Megyn Kelly absolutely knows how to play Markle, and Maureen Callahan as the hapless, terrified friend just picks up that awkward undertone that we really felt in every episode. Like, it's so obvious, P-Dina, that even the crew are scared of this woman. They know her reputation. They are walking on eggshells at all times.
And it's why Meghan is becoming radioactive in Hollywood. The real punchline? Gwyneth attends a Goop event, sits down with ET and thinks she's promoting her brand, until they ask the only question anyone cares about. What's your relationship with Meghan Markle? He tries to smile. She chokes. She blames positive energy. But the tension is written all over her face. Dan laughs, P-Dina smirks, and honestly, it's poetic justice. Play PR games, win PR consequences. In a brutal segment, Megyn Kelly and Maureen Callahan say what many fear. Meghan and Harry's current choices, fame over family, profit over privacy, will destroy their legacy and damage their children in the long run. It's not just about public relations anymore. It's about parenting. And if Meghan can't treat friends or family with loyalty, how will she raise 2 children in truth? Gwyneth Paltrow thought she could joke about Meghan Markle then play nice. But the Markle effect doesn't wear off. It haunts. Meghan betrays, rebrands, and rises, until the truth catches up. No, it's catching up fast. If you're tired of the fake friendships, the Vogue cover wars, and the Hollywood hypocrisy, then smash that like button, subscribe, and comment below.